Good evening and welcome to A Jewish Mother.
And a Latina.
And we are so excited tonight because we have crazy man Gaspare Randazzo with us tonight.
Yes, welcome.
I don't know if that's a compliment or
Yes, definitely.
It's absolutely a compliment. Have you met me?
Yeah, that's true. I'll take crazy man. How's everybody doing?
I gotta say, I've been watching your videos over to refresh my memory and stuff. You're killing me.
Entertaining.
Very. I love the subs.
The what?
The substitute teachers.
You know what's funny is I made this video about substitute teachers and like the different types of subs. And like I just went off the top of my head of what I could cram into 1 minute. And now I've gotten like 75 messages of, you forgot this one, you forgot this one, you forgot this one. Now I'm like, you're right. Now I got part 2, part 3, part 4. I have to film them all.
Fantastic.
But it was nice, like, because people are like, oh, you forgot the one who used to be a teacher and has to let everybody know. You forgot the one who knows more than the teacher. You forgot the one who vapes in class. I was like, oh shit, you're right.
Yeah, I gotta get them all in there.
So now we got a whole bunch of other videos now.
I love it. When did you start these?
I'm gonna say like August 10th, and I only know exact because I'm crazy, and because on August 10th I was like, I made one when it was like all the back and forth of like, are we gonna open schools or are we not? We're gonna open, but we're only gonna open in this area, and then we're not gonna open in this area. So I was like, I just started making videos like that, and then I made a video a day from August 10th to October 3rd, including Saturdays and Sundays. Like I was making like 5 or 6 a night and then putting them out every day. And then I have a friend who is a comedian who tours, and he's like, he called me and he's like, dude, you're killing yourself. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, don't post a video every single day. He's like, do 2 a week, 3 a week at most. And I was like, oh. But then every night I was like, oh, but I have this video and this video. And then a lot of them were on time, about, the mayor says we're going to close schools tonight.
Right.
And then I made a video that day. So it just so happened that I just had to keep making more. So I'm trying to slow down. I really am. But
the mind is really quick.
Yeah, like things just keep happening. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to run out of material. And then every day I'm like, oh, I'm done. I'm going to run out. And then like, a parent emailed me on Christmas. So then like that right there, I was like, I told my family on Christmas, I was like, hold on, I have to film something, and it's just been like a progression of nonstop filming, which is good.
Are they scripted? Do you just give yourself an outline? Like how do you?
Like my teaching style, there's really no plan. I have an idea of what I'm gonna do, and then things just kind of fall in however they fall in. I always have an idea, like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna film, but keep in mind I film with children in my house.
Right.
Which is great.
So like you can script all you want, a 4-year-old or 3.5-year-old doesn't care. So whatever he does, then he just does. And then I just roll with it, and my daughter's screaming in the back and I roll with that. Or I film at 9:00 at night when everybody's sleeping. So I have to kind of be quiet and then manipulate other sounds and take clips from other things and just piece it together. But yeah, there's always an idea of what, like I say, most of the material is not mine. It's given to me by the city.
They just keep feeding it to you, right?
Yeah, like I don't decide which zip codes close, and then I just repeated it with, a lot of hair gel in my hair to replicate.
When you the one about canceling Thanksgiving, I almost wet myself.
Which one was that?
When you were the chancellor.
Oh, about yeah. And that's the thing. Like I was like, I'm not gonna do anything. Then the chancellor's like, oh, I'm gonna put out a live Zoom. So I emailed him back and I said, he wrote, hey, this is the link for the Zoom. So I wrote back exactly what the students. I wrote, link don't work, and I just sent it back, and he never got back to me. And then when I tried to get in, people that night, like what's nice about all these videos is like, they've kind of taken a life on their own. So like, as soon as something crazy in the city happens, I have all these people message me and they'll be like, you have to make a video. You have to make it. And I'm like, okay, I see it. Thank you. I'm trying. Like, I have a family. I cook dinner in my house. Give me a minute, please.
My favorite is the one with the group A where you have the laptop, the other
Yes.
like group A, you're working on this today. And
teaching in 2020.
Yes.
Well, the reason that all came about is because, so I was teaching, this is all true. I was teaching and I have my laptop, I have the iPad, I have my other laptop, I have my phone, which has the attendance or whatever. And then my daughter came crawling in. My wife also works from home and she's on a meeting. So my wife's like, babe, she's coming in. She's yelling, I'm muting. And then she hit the button for the Roomba and the Roomba went underneath her and the Roomba just took her. And so I showed my class, my students were dying laughing.
Oh my God.
On my lap, but like I was muting my camera so they couldn't hear her cry. The kids were trying to talk, maybe. I have no idea. And because they were also muted. And it was just like, I was like, and my wife came in and she's like, this is hysterical watching it.
Really?
The room was going. I had her. I'm like, hold on, guys. Hold on. So, and then that just like kind of took a life. Like I said, like a lot of these, I keep saying like, I'm done. But then something happens. And now like with this whole like the substitute teacher thing, now like that's kind of like taking a different angle, like, oh, not just making fun of right now, just making fun of teaching in general, which I kind of like because I do like the normalcy of teaching also. So like that's fun to do those as well.
Oh yeah. By the way, your kids are absolutely adorable.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God. I just want to bite them.
They're good kids. They are. I must say, knock on wood, we are very blessed. Like my daughter sleeps through the night. She doesn't cry. She just smiles all the time. It's crazy.
I love the videos that you've done about your wife. Those have been fantastic also.
Thank you.
How does she feel about these?
Yeah. Wait, which ones? The ones about her. She didn't like it at first, but then one of them went viral, I guess you could say. I don't know what determines viral, but one of them had like almost 1 million views. So she was like, I guess that's kind of funny. Because then like when other people but then like people were like, oh, you let your husband say that? Like people are stupid on the internet, but most people got that it was a joke. Well, I mean, clearly.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're funny.
And she like, listen, unfortunately, like we've been doing, I always made videos, but they've only like picked up when that videos with my wife during quarantine, like a lot of because I had like a hazmat suit on and I was just licensing my whole kitchen and like things like that. But the issue is once I started doing the teacher ones, they've like kind of been like my bread and butter. So like that's what people want to see. So like I want to make fun of my wife, I do, but I hate to go away from like what's working, kind of,
What does your wife do? Is she a teacher also?
She's a school social worker.
Ah, so you can't do something about her as a school social worker and keep it like in the same realm?
No, I mean I could, but I like making fun of her with my kids because it's just so easy. Like she's nursing, so like I have like this whole this video of her nursing, and like some days she tells me I could publish it, and then others she's like, I don't know, I feel weird. So like it's all, I don't want to like be divorced either,
Now you've been doing this as far as not the videos, but comedy for a really long time. How did you get started?
Well, it's funny. Like I only did stand up maybe 3 years I've been doing stand up. So I've always like been involved in comedy and plays and in TV and movies and things like that. But as far as like stand up goes, all right, so like backtrack, I did this weird movie and like, like everyone was dressed 70s and it was just weird. It was like being, I can't really release anything else about it because we filmed a movie that day and they're still making it, but it was weird. And on that set, I joked around a lot because it's just it was just a weird day, period. So I joked around a lot and someone was like, hey, why don't you do stand-up? And I was like, I've always wanted to. I just never really had a stage to do. I didn't know even how to break into it. So then that was it. And then maybe like 3 months later, I was like, what am I doing? Like, I just had a baby and I was like, I want to do it. So I was like, this is the time, like now or never, because it's just going to get harder as my kids get older. So I messaged him and he put me on a show in the city. And then at that show, I met another guy and then he put me on a bunch of his shows, and then things just progressed. And yeah, and then I was doing shows and I did all the comedy clubs in the city, like Broadway and Caroline's and all, Greenwich Village. And
Right.
they all just, it was a cool run. But now I think comedy, for a while is going to take a hit, but this is the new platform of being funny is, videos online and Instagram and TikTok.
So many other
which
people.
I hate,
Yeah.
but I actually, it's funny because I'm not an introvert. I'm an extrovert, but I'm an introvert by default because I have 2 young kids and I have a wife introvert. So like this scene is actually beneficial and better for me because I always said, even when the world was open, like the comedy world is hard for me. I can't do shows all night on a Saturday.
Right.
I have 2 kids, I mean, not that, and listen, people do it and I'm not knocking it. It's hard, but like we are very, very 50-50. So like, it's really hard to just be gone all day. You know what I mean? Like I have a friend who asked like, oh, would you come on an East Coast tour? I was like, I would love to, except I have a full-time job and, like I had a baby at the time, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't just walk away from that. It wasn't like a multi-million-dollar gig. Then yes, I would walk away from teaching. But like, for, hey, just to get your name out there, I can't do things like that, which I love. And I had wished I had started this 10 years ago, but I wouldn't have had the life experience I have now. So it all works out,
Kids are great for material too.
I heard from someone that you wear costumes in the classroom.
I do. So before I taught where I currently teach, I used to teach in a really rough school, and it was just impossible to actually get anyone to, not throw bricks at you, yet alone pay attention. So I would go to Party City the day after Halloween, and I would just buy everything at 75% off. That would be like any sort of resemblance to history. And then whenever I would teach the topic, I would just show up wearing that costume and the kids would be like, what the fuck? Because like they had no idea how to gauge it. And they were just like, this guy is crazier than us. And it would actually help me in my teaching. It does. It really works. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm committed. Like in November, I stopped shaving my face. So November, December, January, February, I grow my beard as long as possible. February 11th, the night before Abe Lincoln's birthday, I shave just my mustache. I have my big Abe Lincoln beard. I put on Abe Lincoln's hat, the full suit. I show up at work with balloons, party favors, and I throw Abe Lincoln a big birthday party. And the kids never understand. They don't understand it one bit. They're just like, what the fuck is happening? And like, I give them all prizes, which is just pennies. And like,
oh my God,
they like it. And like, we take pictures all day, and I don't teach anything that day. I just have a party for Abe Lincoln. But
wait, is there like a Lincoln fetish that you have? A Lincoln, not fetish, what's the word?
I mean, let's not use the word fetish. Because,
I take it back.
You have a big admiration for it.
I heard you have a tattoo somewhere.
Well,
Abe Lincoln?
So, all right, so.
Oh, do tell.
Hold on. So people always want to know about this tattoo, right?
Yes.
So there's a lot to the story. All right, so backtrack a little. So when I used to teach middle school, I used to have pictures of Abe Lincoln all over my classroom because I teach history, right? So I have pictures of Lincoln. So the kids used to be like, oh, Mr. Randazzo, you're in love with Lincoln. You have a crush on Lincoln. You're obsessed with Lincoln. And they used to take pictures of Lincoln and his wife, and they used to cut his wife's face out and put my face on Lincoln, holding Lincoln. And I loved it. I thought it was absolutely hysterical. So I used to put these pictures up all over. So one day, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me just, oh, never mind. I can drink this. I hate coconut, but I'll drink it.
Go ahead.
hate the taste of coconut. One day the kids were like, "Oh, Mr. Randazzo, you're in love with Lincoln. You have a crush on Lincoln." Okay, whatever. So I visited Lincoln's house with my wife. We went to his log cabin, and I drank from this well. And I reached into the well, and I drank the water in the well. And when I looked up, because they said Lincoln drank from it, so I drank the water in the well. And then I looked up, and it's like, "Do not drink water in well. Well is contaminated." So I like to tell the kids that at that moment, Lincoln and my spirits connected, and we became one. I also make it really weird and uncomfortable, and I'll be like, "At that moment, Lincoln entered me," and the kids are like, "What the fuck?" But I just do that just to make it weird, because they're like, "Does he know what he just said?" I'm like, "Lincoln died of me," and they're like, "What?" So I tell them this. I have the pictures of Lincoln. They're like, "You're in love." So one day there was a picture of Lincoln on the desk. So I took it and I put it on my chest, and I was like, "Hey guys," I was like, "What do you think? I'm gonna get this tattooed on me." So they're like, "Yeah, right. You're full of shit," blah blah blah, cursing me out. And I'm like, so I was like, "Oh, you don't think so?" I was like, "All right, Jawan." I was like, "How much would you bet I wouldn't do it?" He's like, $500. I was like, Mike, how about you? 1,000. Vivian, Tracy. I took everybody's names and what they said, and I wrote it all down on a piece of paper. I put it in my desk. Didn't think anything of it. About 2 weeks went by. It's President's Day. I'm celebrating, and I'm talking to my brother-in-law. They own a tattoo shop, and my brother-in-law's like, "That's so funny." He's like, "Fuck them." He's like, "Get it." And I was like, "You know what? You're right. Fuck them." So I went and I got it done. I came to school. I was like, "Hey," I was like, "Mike, do you have $1,000 on you?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, you have $500?" They're like, "What?" I'm reading off the list. They're like, "What do you mean?" I was like, dan, 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 dan. I lifted my leg. I have a full Abe Lincoln portrait done. The kids were like, "What the fuck?" They were like backflipping. And I was like, "Listen, you just learned a valuable life lesson. Don't make bets with someone who might be crazy, and don't make bets with money you don't have. Because if I was a betting man, I'd be breaking your legs right now." And they're like, "You," they were like, the kids were like, "You got a tattoo to prove a point to us?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yes.
"Okay, did you prove the point?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "So then what's the problem?"
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Is your wife jealous that you have a tattoo of Lincoln and not her?
No, she don't want me to have anything.
What did she say when you got the tattoo, or did you know her then?
Believe it or not, no one ever believes it, because if you look at me, I'm completely covered in tattoos, except for my arms, my neck, and my face.
Wow.
My whole entire body is tattooed.
Can we see
I look like what?
Can we see some of them?
They are. So I'll show you Lincoln. So I'm trying to tattoo the whole.
Lincoln.
I'm trying to tattoo the whole social studies curriculum on me, because I think it would be funny.
Well, which curriculum? American history specifically?
Oh, I'm all over the place. So here we go.
Okay.
So here's Abe Lincoln.
Oh,
Wow.
that's beautifully done.
Absolutely.
Here's a goose in a frame.
What's the significance of that?
I call my daughter Goose. Here is, the guy from W.B. Mason, the paper company that we get all our paper from in the schools?
W.B. Mason, yeah.
Yeah, here he is with tattoos on. Yeah, no real reason.
Paper company guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I figured it would be best to get him tattooed on me. And then if you go around, there's D-Day with Captain America's face. Then I got ancient in Egypt. I got Christopher Columbus in his boat on my chest. All the controversial ones I had to hide.
Wow.
Are there any in places that you can't show us?
Yeah, pretty much all of them. Yeah. So I'd have to take off all my clothes for the rest of them.
All right, wait, what about Alexander Hamilton?
Oh, I hate him.
Oh!
I hate I'm not gonna lie. The music
killed Vivian.
The music is very catchy. I will give you that.
Okay.
But my wife has played it in nausea. And she is in the top on her Spotify bullshit list.
I love it.
Top 0.1%
Oh
of
my
people who listen to it.
God.
So like to the point where every night she showers and she plays the "Here Comes the General" and all that crap, and my son yells, "No more Hamilton, please," because we just can't take it anymore.
Oh my God.
Your
Yeah,
wife should meet Vivian because the
I am totally obsessed.
fabulously.
If I
Yeah,
get
we,
a tattoo and I don't have any, it will be of Alexander Hamilton.
yeah, I mean, no, listen, he probably was a good guy. I don't know. I really, I don't know.
Have you watched the play?
I didn't watch it. I saw when the guy was spitting, you know, whatever, when they were up close on his face and he was spitting. Yeah.
Well, that's theater, man. You know that.
It's a little more.
Yeah, listen, I'm all about it. I don't watch TV as is. I watch one show and it's on Sundays and it's between 1 and 4 o'clock, and that's Jets football. And that's it. I don't watch anything other than that. So for 16 weeks, I watch one show and then it just stops.
So you like
And
very depressing kinds of TV shows?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I'm not gonna lie, I do watch 90 Day Fiance.
I do too. What a train wreck!
It's the best show ever. I mean, we do watch it religiously.
I want to know what your most favorite video was to make.
Okay, so you want to laugh? So when I was like getting ready, putting my kids to bed, and I was like, oh, I'm like, they're gonna ask like, what video do I like the most? And I was like, this is not a, oh, I make these videos, but people will stop me and be like, oh, I love that you did, and I'm like, I don't remember, because it's just think about it. From August 5th to now, it's just a video every day. So like there are videos, like I was looking back before we came on Instagram, and I was scrolling and I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this one. Or to make, I'm gonna say probably to make was the gym one. I don't know if you guys saw it, teaching gym on in like short shorts and like that was fun to make. But I guess the one that everybody seemed to have liked that went like viral and has like a few 100,000 views was when I was teaching outside in the bushes.
Yes.
And that was a lot of fun to make because it was all just improv, which I like, because like I was outside in the bushes and I made that video purely because our mayor said, hey, you be creative, take your class outside. And people were like freaking out. And I was like, what would teaching outside look like? So I just went outside in these bushes by my house, and my son came running in and he was shirtless.
Oh my God,
and
I loved it.
The bush was hanging over me, so I just kept hitting the bush, and like I came crawling out of the bush. So like that was a lot of fun. And my wife gets annoyed at these because like we'll be sitting having dinner, and then I'm like, babe, I'll be right back. I have to go outside. I have to film this really quick. Like, the sun's at the perfect angle for this. And she's like, oh my God. And then I drag my kids outside and I got my tripod, or I'm
What
like,
do you film on? Do you
I
film
film on my iPhone.
You do?
I do. I film on my iPhone because it is so compatible with directly going into my Mac, which I can edit on. So everything just goes like seamlessly, like iPhone. As soon as I'm done filming, it's already uploaded onto my Mac. Then it's just compatible, all my software, and it looks good. Like it could look better, obviously, I'm sure, if I use, but the
picture is excellent, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
My wife and I, she has a jewelry business as well, and we kind of made a pact of like, if my videos hit a certain mark and her jewelry hits a certain mark, we would buy the new iPhone for the cameras. And they both thankfully hit those marks. So we treated ourselves to those new iPhones because they have that great camera. So if you look like in the past like month, my videos are even more clear, like almost to the point where I'm like, oh my God, I look like that. I have to put makeup on.
Who does your filming? You just set it up on the tripod and turn it
Everything is done by me. Yeah, my wife doesn't help me. She's sick of me.
Yeah.
With the videos, with life, keep in mind, we've been home now for 9 straight months. Just me, her, and 2 young children. It's been wonderful.
That's enough time to have another baby.
Yeah. But you have to go near each other for that, I think, right?
You kind of have to be in the same room.
She's using social distancing as a whole. And that includes in the house. So, yeah.
This has been fantastic.
Thank you.
Anything that you want to leave us with before we go?
I keep saying to myself that I'm going to stop making videos, but
No.
not stop.
Don't.
Not stop. Slow down. But I'm not. And I'm lying to myself when I say it, because if you look, I'll just show you. These are all ideas. Oh, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
These are all ideas for another video. So when I get around to filming all of those, and if I have no videos that come up in the meantime, then I'm going to stop. But every minute of every day, as soon as something happens, or if I see something, I'm like, oh.
That's so
I write it.
That's so fantastic.
Don't you find though, like all of when you do your stand-up especially, everything comes from your real life, because life is funny.
My stand-up, so I've done shows where like I literally had a whole plan, but I went to work and just craziness happened, and then I have 2 young children, and then I have a wife, and then I literally just got on stage and talked about my day, and that was my set, and there was no real set, and people were like, that's fun, whatever. And it's like, so this stuff comes from real life. None of this is a joke. And yes, it's a joke, but it's all real. Like, yes, do I embellish on some stuff? Of course, like, but talking to myself in these videos, all the videos of me just talking to myself, that's real. I even show them to my students and they laugh. Maybe, I don't know, because they don't have their mics on, but they write LOL in the chat. And, it's real. Like, this is just, I'm just taking what's happening in my life and translating it into a video. And it's awesome to have this platform. And like, it is cool now that I've kind of gained a little momentum on like Instagram and Facebook, where now like people are sharing these. So it's not just me doing it for myself and like a few friends. Like, it's cool that like now I have people in like California reach out to me and they're like, hey, I was going through a shitty time. I thought I was alone. Then I saw your videos. Thanks for making us feel like we're all connected. And like originally when I started doing it, it was kind of to show people like, hey, you're crying every day, Tracy, thinking that your kids don't answer you. Nobody's kids answer them. And then like when I started posting them and then people started writing like same. Yeah, me too. These kids suck. Then it just started going down the line. And then people were like connecting through there, which was really cool to see. And then of course you have your people who are like, well, maybe the reason that they don't turn on their cameras is because they don't feel comfortable. Stop. Like, it's called a joke. I get it. And then like, if you've been in a room with me for 5 minutes with students, you will know that nobody cares about the students more than I do. This is, I'm joking about it because this is what I do. This is what I do to the kids. This is no indication of like me as a teacher. Like, my principal and assistant principals watch these videos and laugh. They know that I'm not, whatever I'm making fun of, it's a joke. Right. And if you can't make fun of it, then.
I agree. The one you did of the kid coming in for the first time on the day you're being observed. Oh my God.
That video, I will say that's one of my favorites as well. And like teachers before an observation, I don't know if you saw that one, like things you say, because like, they are extremely relatable. Like, so many teachers are like, I've said everything there. And I'm like, we all have. Like, that's the point. And like, the kids behave. But you know what? No, they're coming in to see you, not me.
That's what we tell the kids. They're looking to evaluate you.
but like, it's just crazy because like, even on that, like someone comment, and I would say 99.7% of comments are positive, and they're like, this is great, this is funny, blah, blah, blah. And then you always get that one person on every other video who's like, no, maybe they didn't want to come because you're not creating an atmosphere that's conducive to learning. And I'm like, yeah, because I run a fight club. I run a fight club in my class. So if you can't hang, don't come, and listen, at this point, people should know that I joke around a lot. Like, someone posted like, I need ways to assert discipline or something like about like, what's a good strategy? And people are like, well, try this. I wrote, walk in on the first day, fight the biggest kid, let them know you're not there to mess around. And people were like, you really shouldn't joke about that. I was like, come on. I'm fighting the biggest guy. The biggest guy is way bigger than me. You know,
Oh
I'm
my
small.
God.
I'm not fighting anybody. Okay. So, but like I said, like I've been very fortunate and blessed that this other opportunity has presented itself. And like I definitely have made friends, not, whatever friends
Yeah.
or acquaintances through this that have definitely, when the world opens up, hopefully it will lead to other things that I don't know if I can really say, whatever, you know what I mean? But like just behind the scenes stuff that have kind of come about just from these videos. Like there are a lot of teacher comedians in this world.
Yep.
And they're out there, and some of them are really big, and some of them I've connected with, and we've even made videos together, which is awesome. Like to have been able to make a video with someone who's doing this now on a huge platform, and like, and it's cool to be even included with them. And none of this would have happened, I guess, if not for COVID and all that. So in some ways this sucks, but in most ways it sucks. But in other ways, like it's kind of given people a different outlet. Look how many people got famous off TikTok during COVID. Like people's lives. A guy drank cranberry juice while riding a skateboard. He's a millionaire right now. I mean, here I am. Hello, goal and basket. Okay, come on.
You hear me?
And we're making coquito on a show about a Jewish mother and a Latina.
So I'm telling you, every day when that video came out, I was drinking a Sprite with my class. Like they were in the Zoom, and I was like, we were talking about the video, and I was like, well, guys, he's not the only one who drinks. And I was like, I was like, screenshot it, tell your friends, and I was like, get that Sprite deal going, and they were like, we don't get it. So.
That's awesome. Well, I have to tell you, it has been such a pleasure speaking with you tonight.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for taking our call. We feel
yes.
Oh, stop.
We are. I am honored to consider you one of my new friends.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, the call was supposed to be yesterday. I was waiting by my phone.
I'm so sorry. I'm such an idiot.
I'm kidding. Where am I going?
He's awesome.
He is such a funny dude.
Looking forward to more of his.
Me too.
So much fun.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this interview with Gaspare Randazzo, and we will be seeing you soon. I am the Jewish mother.
And I am a Latina, or the Latina.
The Latina in the A Latina thing. And we are so happy you were able to join us once again, and we will see you soon.